Welcome to this Newport broadcast. I'm Carson Haney. With me, Jason Stratton, here at the Riverside High School on their homecoming.
So we understand that there are difficulties if you have watching the stream on iPhone or an iPad. If you have a MacBook, a laptop, or any other sort of device that's not an iPhone or an iPad, you'll be able to watch it. We understand that there are difficulties, and we're working on them, and thank you.
Last game, Newport lost 42-22 against the Colville Crimson Hawks. That loss brought the Grizzlies to a record of 2-2. It was 14-21, Colville in the lead at the end of the first half. So Newport was still in it.
Newport's quarterback, Bear Smith, was having a very good game, and then he threw 2 consecutive interceptions, and one of them went back to the end zone for pick 6. So we're going to see if he can eliminate the mistakes tonight and improve on his passing game. And then we talked to a couple Newport players and a coach, and what they had to say is we asked them what went well last Friday, and some things that they all had said in a group is running the ball in the first half. And the biggest thing was the offensive line and the defensive line played very well that game. Another thing that we asked was what could they improve on leading up to this game. And one player, cornerback Brendan Ogden, said that their secondary was a big focus in practice, and they really wanted to focus on that and just do good with that. And then wide receiver Ryder Brown said they were also focusing on their passing game, as I said earlier, trying to eliminate those mistakes instead of just running the ball.
Another question we asked them, or are there any different plans for this Friday? And their Newport's quarterback, Bear Smith, and their running back, Nolan Luzier, said that the biggest difference they need to make is playing a full 4 quarters and finishing out the game strong. And what we asked the Newport offensive coordinator, Mr. McDaniel, is what he was expecting out of this game. And what he had to say was that they were expecting a physical football team to come out against them hungry for a win.
I think Newport's biggest focus this game needs to be improving their passing game is a big part, because that just adds a whole nother level to their game. And they just need to finish all 4 quarters out instead of – because last game, the end of that, they were doing good until the end of the half, and then they threw those 2 interceptions. And they just didn't recover at halftime, so we're going to see if they can improve tonight.
Newport was still in the game at halftime against Colville. They were only down 1 score. The score was 14-21. And we will be right back after a short break.
You're listening to 91.5 KUBS-FM, Newport, Washington. Cubs FM would like to thank Albany Falls Building Supply for their valued support. Located at 41 Old Diamond Mill Road at the east end of the Old Town Bridge. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 9 to 4. Albany Falls Building Supply offers building supplies and lumber, plus tool repair, plumbing, electrical, paint, and lawn care supplies. You may contact them at 208-437-3153. Albany Falls Building Supply, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Cubs FM thanks Kalispell Auto Sales for their sponsorship. Kalispell Auto Sales is located on Highway 20, Cusick, Washington, open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Kalispell Auto Sales offers a selection of trucks, sedans, and SUVs. To contact Kalispell Auto Sales, go to kalispellautoSales.com or call 509-309-5727. That's Kalispell Auto Sales, quality cars at realistic prices.
Cubs FM gives a big thanks to Big Moose Rental Center and Trading Post, located at 500 Highway 57, just before the high school in Priest River. Big Moose Rental Center provides a variety of amenities, rentals, secondhand consignment, eBay sales, antiques, and more. Big Moose Rental Center is open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturday, and by appointment on Sunday. You may contact Big Moose Rental Center at 208-448-2736. Again, that's 208-448-2736. The right tool for the right job. That's Big Moose Rental Center and Trading Post.
Bruce Hunt Farmers Insurance is a valued sponsor of this radio station, located at 309 South Washington Avenue in Newport, Washington. Bruce Hunt Farmers Insurance provides home, auto, and life insurance open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Bruce Hunt Farmers Insurance may be contacted at 447-3428 or at bhunt@farmersagent.com. Getting you back where you belong. That's the goal of Bruce Hunt Farmers Insurance.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast, and now we're going to talk a little bit about Riverside's last game. Riverside won their last game 56-0 against the Medical Lake Cardinals, which was very similar to Newport's win against the Cardinals, where they won 48-7. So this should be a very even matchup.
Yeah, and I think that it's going to be a back and forth game all game, much better than. It's going to be almost like the first half that we saw last week in Colville.
Riverside's running back is their main producer of their points for their first 4 games.
And I believe the whole team as a whole had 5 rushing touchdowns last week, that's extraordinary. But their running back had 3 touchdowns, and that was the biggest production. Other than that, though, Riverside's offense hasn't performed that well throughout the seasons. Most of their games have been low scoring. But also their defense has held the other team to very low points all throughout the games.
And Riverside has yet to win a home game, and they're hoping to win their first home game on their homecoming night.
And they want, after coming off that win against Medical Lake, they're looking to bring that momentum against this game with the Grizzlies. And it could be a win this time if they play very well, with an even matchup between these two teams.
2 out of their 5, Riverside had 2 passing touchdowns against Medical Lake and 5 rushing touchdowns.
So their quarterback has performed decent throughout the season. I don't think they're as much as a passing offense as they are a rushing offense. I think they'll run a lot more this game. But Newport's defensive line has also performed very well throughout the season. Most of the touchdowns that have been put on them have been from passing touchdowns and the quarterback escaping out of the pocket. So we're going to see what that defensive line can do here tonight.
That's one way Newport and Riverside are very similar. They're both rushing offenses. Riverside has 5 rushing touchdowns, and Newport has 4. Actually, they have 7 rushing touchdowns on the season, and Riverside has 5 in the last game.
And their completion percentage on passes is very similar to Newport's. Newport's has 62.5% passing completion, and Riverside has 70, and that's a very close. And Newport's running back Nolan Luzier also has 4 touchdowns on the season, while Riverside's running back Gavin Yeager has 3. So very similar in the running game in the backfield too.
And we will be right back after this short break.
The new 91.5 FM, Cubs FM. We are the Grizz.
Cubs FM and Newport High School thanks Steve with Dr. Lock and Safe Company in Newport, Washington. Steve with Dr. Lock and Safe Company is your local mobile locksmith covering commercial, residential, and automotive lock and key needs. Steve with Dr. Lock and Safe Company also opens and repairs safes. You may call or text Steve with Dr. Lock and Safe Company at 509-671-7520. That's 509-671-7520. Locally owned and operated, that's Dr. Lock and Safe Company.
Welcome back to
Newport
broadcast. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of this matchup.
So this is Riverside's homecoming game, so it's a big game for them tonight. As you can see in the stands, there's a lot of people here coming to watch their Rams.
And both teams are 2-2 on the season. And last time Newport played Riverside, they won 35-0.
Last year also had a very different team, though. Newport lost a lot of very talented seniors, and so did the Riverside Rams. Most of their seniors, that's what made up most of their team, and both teams have lost a lot of good players.
On the pass, Newport and Riverside are pretty similar. Newport's completion percentage is 62.5%, and Riverside's is a little higher at 70% completion percentage.
So now we're going to take you through the Newport offensive starters. So starting on our offensive line at left tackle, Jeffrey Pearson. Left guard, Nolan Pierce. Center, Arthur Dibble. Right guard, Brett Moody. Right tackle, Dawson Ellingson. At quarterback, we have Bear Smith. His two wide receivers, Tony Hoffman and number 9, Ronan Sherman. Their slot receivers, Carson Luzier and Tanner Mackey. Their fullback, Nolan Luzier, and their tight end, Ryder Brown.
And now we are waiting for the kickoff. Newport is on the field. Looks like they are receiving it.
And last week versus Colville, Newport's kicking game was extremely good on extra points and PATs. Extra points. Ronan Sherman, I believe he hit most of his extra points on all the touchdowns that the Grizzlies had. I think he went 3 for 3 on extra points.
Medical Lake setting the ball up for kickoff. Riverside is going right to left. Newport ready to receive. Back to receive for Newport are the Luzier twins, Carson Luzier and Nolan Luzier. And the ball is kicked. Received in the end zone. Called touchback.
It was a run-up by Riverside's kicker and booted all the way back into the end zone where it's fair caught by number 5, Nolan Luzier.
Newport going left to right. Newport's QB Bear Smith heading onto the field. Ball placed on the 20-yard line. Newport in the huddle. Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the left, 0 to the right. QB in the shot. QB under center with a running back behind him. Ball is snapped. Looks like a handoff up the center for a gain of about 2 yards.
And it was a run up the middle to number 4, Nolan Luzier, who has been their main offensive weapon as their running back all season.
2nd and 6 on Newport's own 24-yard line.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, coming in for number 6, Tony Hoffman. We saw that a lot last week.
Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the left, 0 to the right. QB under center, running back behind him. Motion to the left. QB pitches it off to the left. Looks like it was a gain of no yards back to the line of scrimmage.
And it was a pitch to the left to, I believe, number 25, Brendan Ogden, for a gain of no yardage. And number 6, Tony Hoffman, coming back in for Ryder Brown at wide receiver.
3rd and 7 for the Newport Grizzlies at their own 23-yard line. That was a loss of 1 yard. Newport breaks the huddle. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Handoff up to center. Gain of about no yards.
And just like the other run plays we've seen from the Grizzlies so far, it's a handoff to number 4, Nolan Luzier, that is stopped by the Rams defensive line again. Newport's punt squad now coming on.
4th and 6 for the Newport Grizzlies. That was a gain of 1 yard on their own 24-yard line, getting ready to punt. Ball is snapped. Ronan Sherman with the punt to about Riverside's 40-yard line, where they let it roll out of bounds.
It was a punt on the left side by Ronan Sherman. It was about a 50-yard punt, sorry. No, that was actually about a 30-yard punt, and the Riverside returner just let it roll out of bounds.
Riverside already out of huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball snapped. It's a handoff to the left. to their 45-yard line, it looks like, before being brought down. Looks like a gain of about 9 yards.
And that's Riverside's wide receiver, Braxton Welch on the carry on a jet sweep, and he went on the left side edge for about a gain of 2.
2nd and 1 on Colville's 44-yard line. Ball is snapped. It's a quarterback keeper to the right, to their 45, to their 50, to Newport's 45 about before being brought down. First down for Riverside.
And that was number 13, Jake Ganaffi on the QB keeper, and he took it for about a gain of, I believe that was about 2 or 3 yards on the outside, and he ran out of bounds to avoid the hit.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 49-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun. Ball snapped. It's a throw. Quarterback keeps it to Newport's 45. Almost to Newport's 40 before being brought down. Looked like about a gain of 8.
And that was number 13, Jake Ganaffi. It looked like he was going to pass, but there was no one open. None of his wide receivers were open. So he was forced to scramble up the middle for about a gain of 7 yards.
2nd and 2 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 42-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball is snapped. It's a quarterback keeper up the center. Brought down for what looks like a first down.
And it looked like the 2 linebackers for Newport, number 9 and number 33, Ronan Sherman and Jess Johnson, blitzed up the middle. And that blitz does not pay off as Riverside gets the first down on the quarterback keeper.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams at Newport's 38-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a handoff to the right. To Newport's 35-yard line, brought down at about their 33-yard line.
And that was a handoff to the right to the running back, Tyler Lenz, for, I believe, about a gain of 5 yards.
2nd and 5 on Newport's 32-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun. Motion to the left. Handoff up the center to the running back to Newport's 25-yard line to about Newport's 23-yard line before being brought down. 1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams.
And that was a fake jet sweep, so the quarterback was going to hand it off to the wide receiver, but instead faked it and handed it off to the running back, number 32, where he went up to the where he went through the middle for about a gain of 10 yards and a first down.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 22. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Ball is snapped. Quarterback keeper to the left, to Newport's 20, to their 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for Colville.
And that was a quarterback keeper around the edge with number 13, Jake Ganaffi. And he just got outside on that edge, on the left side edge with tremendous speed and was able to avoid the tackle. The tackle attempt was made by Brody Driver.
22-yard run for the touchdown for the Riverside Rams. Riverside going for the extra point, getting ready to kick it. Ball is snapped. It's a fake. Trying to pass it, looking for nobody, but runs it in for a 2-point conversion.
And that was a great fake play by the Riverside Rams. They had their holder take it on the right side, and he acted like he was going to throw it and ran in for the 2-point conversion.
The score is 8-0 with 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. Riverside in the lead, and we will be right back after this short break.
Excess Disposal Service is a proud sponsor of Cubs FM. Excess Disposal Service provides weekly commercial and residential roadside garbage can disposal, as well as commercial container services both in town and in rural locations. Excess Disposal may be contacted Monday through Friday from 8 to 3 at 208-437-4502. Serving southern Pend Oreille County since 1972, Cubs FM says thank you to Excess Disposal Service.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast.
And that was actually the first two-point conversion, fake two-point conversion that Newport's faced all year. The first two-point conversion Newport's faced in league. And we realize there are some technical difficulties. If you're watching on an iPhone or an iPad, we apologize here, and we're trying to get it fixed. We've been trying to get it fixed. But if you have like a laptop or anything, Android, any other type of phone other than Apple that's not an iPhone or an iPad, you can watch it on that. It appears to be working. And again, we apologize.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on their own 35-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. The kick was out of bounds, so that's why they're starting at the 35. Newport's QB under center, motion to the right, handoff to the running back, QB keeper, to about their 38-yard line before being brought down for a gain of about 3 yards.
And that was a quarterback keeper to the right side where he's tackled by cornerback number 22, Dayton Easter.
2nd and 5 for the Newport Grizzlies on their 39-yard line.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, going in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
Newport's QB under center with a running back right behind him. Motion to the right. It's a handoff up the center for about a gain of 1 yard to Newport's 40-yard line.
And that was number 4, Nolan Luzier, up the middle with the carry for a gain of about 1 yard.
3rd and 4 at Newport's 40-yard line. Newport in the huddle. Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. It's a handoff to the right to about Newport's 44-yard line before being brought down for a gain of 4 yards.
And that was number 5, Carson Luzier, on the handoff. He went up the left side on the middle for a gain of about 5 yards, which is the Grizzlies' biggest run all night.
4th and 1 for the Newport Grizzlies at their own 44-yard line.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, coming out for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
Newport in the huddle. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Quarterback keeper. Looks like a gain of 1 yard.
And it looked like between the linemen there was a little bit of jumping there, but the referees didn't call it. On the defensive lineman, and that was number 3, Bear Smith, on the quarterback keeper, and number 88, Ryder Brown, coming back in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on their own 46-yard line. Newport just broke the huddle. Quarterback under center with the running back behind him and slots on both sides. Motion to the right. It's a quarterback pitch to the right to about just the line of scrimmage.
And that was a triple option to the right where Bear Smith pitched it off to number 5, Carson Luzier, for a gain of about 1 yard on the play, and he's met by a group of Ram defenders.
2nd and 9 on Newport's 47-yard line. Newport just breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the left, 0 to the right. Quarterback under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. It's a handoff. Looks like he was tackled for maybe a gain of 1 yard, but probably at the line of scrimmage.
It tried going up the middle, but it was stopped short. And that brings up third down for the Grizzlies. Number 88, Ryder Brown, coming back out for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
Gain of no yards, or loss of 1 yard, making it 3rd and 10 at Newport's 46-yard line. Quarterback under center, motion to the left. Quarterback, it's a throw. Incomplete pass, throwing it away.
And it was a play action rollout to the left by Bear Smith, where he's under immense pressure on that play and just couldn't find anyone to complete it to.
Newport bringing out their punt squad, 4th and 9 on their own 47-yard line. Back to punt, Ronan Sherman for the Newport Grizzlies.
And back to return for the Riverside Rams, number 22, Dayton Easter.
His last punt was a 35-yarder. Let's see if he can increase that. The ball is snapped. Ronan Sherman with the punt to Riverside's 5-yard line about, where inside the 10 where the Newport Grizzlies tap it down.
And that was a great punt by Ronan Sherman. He kicked it, and no Riverside returner met with it, so it rolled to about the 7-yard line. So that's where the Riverside Rams will be starting their drive.
That punt was about 35 yards as well. 1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on their own 9-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball is snapped. Looks like a quarterback keeper up the center to about their 10, maybe 15-yard line before being brought down.
And that was a handoff to the running back, Gavin Yeager, who's a senior at Riverside, with the run up the middle, and it was about a 12-yard run for the Riverside Rams.
Timeout is called, so we will be right back after this short break.
Cubs FM would like to thank Excess Portable Service for their support. Excess Portable Service provides portable chemical toilet rentals by the day, week, bi-weekly, or monthly for your construction site, business, weddings, and special events. You may contact Excess Portable Service Monday through Friday from 8 till 3:30 at 208-448-2290. That's 208-448-2290. You'll be pleased with our portables. That's Excess Portable Service.
Cubs FM thanks Kalispell Casino for their sponsorship. Kalispell Casino is located in Cusick, Washington, and is open 7 days a week. The Kalispell Casino includes a gaming floor with 120 slot machines, the SLU Neighborhood Bar, the Wetlands restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a banquet space for hosting gatherings. To contact the Kalispell Casino, go to kalispellcasino.com or call 833-881-7492. That's the Kalispell Casino, where you can go wild in the wild.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast. The ball is snapped for Riverside. It's a pass, complete at their 30-yard line, brought out at about their 34-yard line. Flag on the play.
And that was number 13, Jake Ganaffi, to number 14, Colden Ackerman. And that was a great connection between the two. Very high pass, but he was able to go up there and grab it for a gain of about 10 yards.
The score is 8-0. Call Riverside in the lead with 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter. There is a foul.
I believe it was a late hit on the Grizzlies, and the Riverside Rams will be moving up
to about their 45-yard, what looks like almost the 50-yard line, the 49 to be exact. It is 1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams at their own 49-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him, motion to the left. It is a handoff to the left, making it to the 50, not even, just a gain of 0 yards back to the line of scrimmage.
And that was number 3 on number 3. Tyler Lenz was tackled by number 3, Bear Smith, in the backfield. And Tyler Lenz was really fighting for that, but he was stopped by Bear Smith.
That running back had to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it is 2nd and 10 at Riverside's 49-yard line. They just broke the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the right. 2 to the left. Grizzlies not showing blitz. Quarterback in the shotgun, motion to the right. False start for the Riverside Rams.
And it looks like Newport actually blitzed on that play with their 2 middle linebackers again.
We got a false start on the Rams. That'll move the ball back 5 yards.
The ball will be moving back for the Riverside Rams 5 yards for the false start, and that'll bring up 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15 for the Riverside Rams at their 44-yard line. Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a throw. He's getting pressured out of the pocket, decides to keep it, running it for a first down all the way up the sideline to about Newport's 35-yard line, where he ran out of bounds and a penalty for a late hit.
And that was the quarterback, number 13, Jake Gaffney, on the great carry again. We've seen that twice from him now tonight, where he's just able to get on the edge after scrambling after being pressured. And that's the second late hit penalty by the Grizzlies, this one on Bear Smith. And that's their total penalty yards is 35, and that's just in the first quarter so far. So we're going to see if the Grizzlies can not make as many mistakes on defense and not get late hits.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 29-yard line. 21-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a handoff up the center to the 20-yard line, where it looks like a gain of about 1 yard before being brought down.
And that's number 32, Gavin Yeager, up the middle on the carry. He's very big, so he's just able to get through a lot of those Grizzly defenders, but he didn't get through a swarm of them, so he stopped short.
2nd and 7 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 18-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a handoff to the right. He makes it to Newport's 10-yard line, it looks like. Their 15-yard line before being brought down.
And that run was by number 3, Tyler Lenz. It was a handoff to the right, and he's brought down by a group of Newport defenders for a gain of about 3 yards.
3rd and 4 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 15-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Ball is snapped. Miscommunication. The quarterback keeps it. Looks like he wanted to hand it off, but the running back wasn't there, so he kept it and ran it for about a yard before being brought down.
And that's the second time the Grizzlies have blitzed tonight, so they're bringing the pressure on the quarterback. That's probably the reason why he's had to scramble so much out of the pocket.
The score is 8-0, Riverside in the lead, and that is the end of the first quarter. And we will be right back after this short break.
We're Newport High School's 91.5 Cubs FM. Cubs FM thanks Griffin's Furniture, floor coverings, and mattress. Located at 217 South Washington Avenue in Newport, where you can special order or view on display name brand furniture, floor coverings, and mattresses from names like Ashley, Flex Steel, England, and more. Griffin's Furniture provides free delivery within a 100-mile radius. Open Monday through Saturday. You may contact them at 447-4511 or log on to shopgriffins.com. Serving the community since 1967. That's Griffin's Furniture, floor covering, and mattress.
Cubs FM thanks Honest Ed's Tires, located at 9972 Deer Valley Road in Newport. Honest Ed's Tires provides comprehensive tire service, new and used tires and wheels, mounting, electronic balancing, and rotations, tire sensor service and replacement. Open 8 to 6 Monday through Friday and 8 to 5 Saturdays. You may contact Honest Ed's Tires at 509-991-3820. That's 991-3820. Honest Ed's Tires, small town tire store with big time customer service.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast. The score is 8-0, Riverside in the lead with 12 minutes in the second quarter. both teams on the field. Looks like Riverside's going for the PAT. It is 4th and 5. Oh, field goal, excuse me.
And when they had a PAT, they decided to do a fake a fake play, and got in for the 2-point conversion. So we'll see what happens here.
The ball is snapped. The kick is up. And it looks like it is good, making the score 11-0.
He could have put it about another 10 yards of air on that, and that would have been good.
The score is 11-0. Riverside in the lead with 11 minutes and 56 seconds left in the first half.
And
both teams on their sidelines.
That was the first kick that we've seen from Riverside tonight, and it was good, and it was on a field goal. So we're going to see if they can bring that into later tonight and kick very well throughout the night. So tonight, the Newport's penalty yards, they've gotten 2 late hits out of bounds, which have cost them 30 yards. So that's what caused the Riverside to get into that territory and be able to score that field goal.
Both teams headed back onto the field. Riverside getting ready to kick it off to Newport. Riverside kicking left to right. Back to receive for Newport are the Lucier twins, Carson Lucier and Nolan Lucier. Riverside setting up the ball.
And throughout the season, we've seen the Lucier twins do pretty good at returning the ball. Most of their returns have been past like 15 yards.
The ball is kicked to about the 3-yard line where it is received by a Lucier twin. Brought up to the 20-yard line before being hit out of bounds.
And that was another great return by number 5, Carson Lucier. Got to the edge for about a 15-yard return.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at their own 20-yard line. Newport in the huddle. Ryder Brown headed on to the field for number 9, Ronan Sherman. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback under center with a running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball is snapped. Looks like a handoff. As Newport's QB Bear Smith was being pressured, he fell while handing the ball off.
And that was number 4, Nolan Lucier, on the carry down the middle for a gain of about 2 yards, where he's met by a group of Riverside defenders. Number 9, Ronan Sherman, coming back in for number 88, Ryder Brown.
2nd and 8 for the Newport Grizzlies at their own 22-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball is snapped. It's a pitch to the left. Makes it to about their 25-yard line before being brought down for a gain of 3 yards.
And that was number 25, Brendan Ogden, on the pitch to the left for a gain of about 2 yards. And we've seen a few passing touchdowns from receiving touchdowns, to Brendan Ogden in the past few weeks. Number 88, Ryder Brown, coming in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
3rd and 5 for the Newport Grizzlies at their own 25-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right, 2 to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. Riverside jumps.
And that almost looked like it was a bad snap by Newport. I'm waiting to see what the refs are going to say.
The refs are talking. Newport in a huddle right now.
It almost looked like Newport had a bad snap and Riverside jumped on that ball.
The refs have decided. False start on the Newport Grizzlies. Moving the ball back 5 yards.
It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies now.
3rd and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on their own 20-yard line. Newport in the huddle.
Number 6, Tony Hoffman, coming back in for number 88, Ryder Brown, who have been switching out all night and over the past few weeks.
Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. Ball is snapped. It's a throw to about the 50-yard line where it is intercepted by a Riverside Ram.
And that was actually incomplete. That was an incomplete pass by Bear Smith. No pressure on him, and he just launched it all the way down the field about 20, 30 yards for an incompletion.
Looked like it was in a Riverside defender's hands, but he did drop it. Newport getting ready to punt, 4th and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Back to receive for Riverside, number 22, Dayton Easter.
Easter to receive.
The ball is snapped. Ronan Sherman with the punt to about Riverside's 45-yard line. Rolls to their 36-yard line where it is touched dead by Newport.
And that was a punt that almost looked like a rugby kick where he rolls out to the right and hits it all the way down the sideline. We saw that 2 weeks ago against Medical Lake, and we saw it again here tonight.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on their own 36-yard line. Riverside already out of the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right.
Is there Zach Stapleton in the crowd? It's his 16th birthday.
2 wide receivers to the right. Looks like 1 to the left. QB in the shotgun with a running back behind him. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a handoff to the right to their 35-yard line. He's fighting. Almost makes it to their 40 to about their 39-yard line for what looks like a gain of 3 yards.
And that was a jet sweep to number 3, Tyler Lenz again, who I believe has been their main rusher on the night and gotten most of the yardage except for the quarterback, Jake Gaffney.
2nd and 5 for the Riverside Rams. 2nd and 7, at their 40-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. QB in the shotgun with a running back behind him. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a handoff up the center to about Riverside's 44-yard line before being brought down for what looks like a gain of 4 yards.
And Newport, it looks like they decided to blitz a 3rd time with their 2 middle linebackers, but they went on the outside, so the running back went up to the inside and was able to get a gain of about 2 yards, I believe.
Gain of 3 on the play.
3rd down and 4 for the Riverside Rams. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Ball is snapped. It's a throw to the left. Riverside runs it to their 45, to their 50, to Newport's 40. Brought down at about Newport's 30-yard line for what looked like a gain of 16 yards.
And that was a fake handoff and a throw to the left where number 3, Tyler Lenz, just got around that edge with an immense amount of speed and sped up and then hit Brody Driver very hard and just knocked him down.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams at Newport's 32-yard line. Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the left. Ball is snapped. It's a quarterback keeper to the right. To Newport's 20-yard line, 15, where he ran out of bounds at about Newport's 15-yard line.
And that was number 13, Jake Gaffney again, who's been having great long runs all night. That's his 3rd one, and that'll bring up 1st down for the Rams.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams. That was a gain of 20 yards on their last play. 1st and 10 on Newport's 12-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. It is a handoff to the right. Brought down for a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
And that was a handoff to number 32, Gavin Yeager again. And that was a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
2nd and 6 for the Riverside Rams at Newport's 8-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun with a running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball is snapped. Looks like a handoff up the center for what looks like a Riverside touchdown.
There is a flag on the play, though. Waiting to see what the ref said about that. And it looks like, I think that was a holding call on the Riverside Rams.
Holding on the Riverside Rams, the play is called back. Riverside is brought back to about what looks like Newport's 25. No.
I believe they're on Newport's
17-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. QB in the shotgun. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a throw. Throws it to the left.
And that was a throw to the left by their quarterback, Jake Gaffney, where he throws it for an incompletion, trying to thread it in there a little bit, and it wasn't able to get completed.
3rd down for the Riverside Rams. 3rd and 15. Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. Running back behind him. They are currently on Newport's 17-yard line. Ball is snapped. It's a throw. He's getting pressured. He rolls out to the right where he throws it. Incomplete.
And that was a blitz by the Newport Grizzlies where the quarterback was pressured. Jess Johnson almost got to him but missed the tackle. It was thrown on the right sideline, a very low pass to number 14 on the Rams, and it was incomplete.
4th and 15 for the Riverside Rams on Newport's 17-yard line. Looks like they're going for another field goal. They're currently 1 for 1.
Trying to make it 2 for 2 on field goal attempts.
The ball is snapped. The kick is up. And it is good, making the score 14-0. Riverside in the lead with 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in the half. And we will be right back after this short break.
James A. Sewell & Associates is a proud and valued sponsor of Cubs FM. Located at 604th Street in Newport, Washington, James A. Sewell & Associates provides consulting, engineering, and local surveying for the greater Newport area. Open Monday through Thursday from 7 to 5 and Friday from 7 to 4. You can contact James A. Sewell & Associates at 509-447-3626. That's 509-447-3626. Cubs FM thanks James A. Sewell & Associates.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast. The score is 14-0. Riverside in the lead with 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half. Both teams heading onto the field. Newport getting ready to receive. Riverside has got to the red zone 3 times, but they've only got 1 touchdown. The other 2 were field goals. Back to receive for Newport are the Luzier twins again, Carson Luzier and Nolan Luzier. Riverside kicks the ball, gets it out of bounds at about Newport's 10-yard line.
And that'll be a flag for kicking out of bounds. So that'll start the Grizzlies off at the 35, and that's the second time that's happened. So the Riverside Rams have been good on kicking their PATs, field goals, as they've been 2 for 2, but they're also 2 for 2 on kicking the ball out of bounds, which gives them worse field position.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on their own 35-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. QB under center with a running back behind him. Motion to the left. Ball is snapped. It's a pitch to the left to about Newport's 36-yard line before being brought down. Looks like only a gain of maybe 2 yards.
And it was a pitch to the left to number 25, Brendan Ogden, and it looks like Newport They may have had a miscommunication, but there was no blockers in front of him, so he's just wrapped up by two Riverside defenders.
Looks like Riverside does have a slight size advantage over Newport. Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the right, 0 to the left, QB under center, running back behind him. It is 2nd and 8 for the Newport Grizzlies on their own 37-yard line. Motion to the right, ball is snapped. Quarterback keeper runs it to the 50-yard line to Riverside's 30, Riverside's 25 before running out of bounds.
And that was a quarterback keeper up the middle where it was incredible that Bear Smith got out of there because there was about 5 Riverside defenders around him, and he span out of it and is able to get I think that was about a 30-yard gain on the play.
Looked like he was trying to hand it off, but just missed it, so he had to spin out of trouble for the run. 1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at Colville's 28-yard line. Riverside's 28-yard line, 2 wide receivers to the right, 0 to the left.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
Quarterback under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Ball is snapped. Pitch to the left to the 25-yard line before being brought down. Looks like a gain of about 3 yards.
And that was number 25, Brendan Ogden, on the pitch to the left, where he just hits number 5, Cooper Eagle, hard on the edge, and that gives him about a gain of 5. Tony Hoffman now coming back in for number 88, Ryder Brown.
2nd and 6 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 24-yard line. Finally seeing some life out of the running game for the Grizzlies. 2 wide receivers to the right, 0 to the left. Motion to the left. It's a pitch to the left again to about the 20-yard line before being brought down. Looks like a gain of about 4 yards.
And that's Ogden's second carry. The first one, he had about 4 yards on the carry, and the second one he had the same 4 yards. So he had 2 consecutive 4-yard carries in a row.
3rd and 3 at the 21-yard line. Riverside's 21-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 0 to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. There's motion to the left. Ball is snapped. It's another fumble. They call it an incomplete pass.
And that was supposed to be a pitch behind the line of scrimmage, and they called it an incomplete pass, even though it was behind the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Newport just had some slight miscommunication on that play.
Looking to see what Newport's going to do now on 4th down and 3.
4th and 3 on Riverside's 23-yard line. It looks like they're going to go for it. 2 wide receivers to the right, quarterback under center, motion to the right. Riverside jumps.
That's a big one for the Grizzlies as they'll now have the 1st down. So
5-yard penalty.
1st and 10 on the 16-yard line.
Newport in the huddle. 1st and 10 on Riverside's 16-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right. Quarterback under center with a running back behind him. There is motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a handoff up the center. Brought down at the 15-yard line for what looked like only a gain of 1 yard.
And that was another handoff to number 4, Nolan Luzier, which we've seen a lot. It looks like the Grizzlies haven't done much passing tonight. Number 78 coming out for the Riverside Rams. For D lineman, I believe number 32, Gavin Yeager.
2nd and 9 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 15-yard line.
Number 25, Brendan Ogden coming off for number 2, Brody Driver at wing.
1 wide receiver to the left. Motion right. Ball is snapped. Quarterback under pressure, hit as he throws. Incomplete for the Newport Grizzlies in the end zone.
And that'll be an incomplete pass, another incomplete pass by Bear Smith. It was a bomb to the edge, where it's almost tipped up and intercepted, but it falls incomplete.
3rd and 9 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 15-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
Quarterback under center, slots on both sides and a running back behind him. Motion to the left. It's a pitch to the left. Makes it to about Riverside's 15-yard line before being pushed back.
And that was number 5, Nolan Luzier on the Carson Luzier on the carry, where he's met by a group of about 3 Riverside defenders and stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
4th and 9 for the Newport Grizzlies at Riverside's 15-yard line. Newport's deciding whether they want to go for the field goal. Looks like they are. They're bringing the tee onto the field. Up to kick, Ronan Sherman.
Newport getting ready to take the field goal. Ronan Sherman lining up for the field goal.
Ball is snapped. The kick is up. And it is no good. Keeping the score 14-0, Riverside in the lead with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left in the half.
And that kick was nowhere near the field goal post. It was wide right, which is very unusual, like of Ronan Sherman, who's usually very accurate on PATs and field goals.
Grizzlies' first trip to the red zone ends with 0 points. Both teams back onto the field. 1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on their 20-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. Motion right. Ball snapped. Is the quarterback keeper up the center to about. He keeps going to what looks like the 35-yard line.
And it was another blitz by Newport's inside linebackers, Jess Johnson and Ronan Sherman, and the blitz doesn't pay off again. And the quarterback, number 13, goes up the middle for about a gain of 10 yards and is just able to get around Newport's defense.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion left. It's a throw to number 14, caught at Newport's 40-yard line. He runs to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to Newport's 10-yard line. Touchdown, Riverside Rams, making the score 20-0.
And that was a touchdown where number 6, Tony Hoffman, he actually ended up slipping and breaking the coverage, so that's where the pass was incomplete. And then I think it was number 14, Colden Ackerman, got around the edge, got around Bear Smith, who missed the tackle, and was able to run it all the way to the end zone.
Riverside going for the extra point. Last time they went for an extra point, it was a fake, which ended in a 2-point conversion. The ball is snapped. The kick is up. And it is good, making the score 21-0. Riverside in the lead with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first half. And we will be right back after this short break.
Cubs FM thanks Lucky Bee Variety Store. Located at 300 West Walnut in Newport, Lucky Bee Variety Store is open 7 days a week. Lucky Bee Variety Store offers brand name clothes, shoes, snacks, crafts, groceries, and more. You may contact Lucky Bee Variety Store at 447-4483. That's 447-4483. Lucky Bee Variety Store, the sweet spot for deals.
Welcome back to this Grizzly broadcast. The score is 21-0, Riverside in the lead. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first half.
And that was a big touchdown for the Rams with broken coverage by the Newport Grizzlies where he should have been tackled.
Riverside getting ready to kick off to Newport. Back to receive Carson Luzier and Nolan Luzier. Newport needs this possession to get some momentum going into the half. Ball is kicked, received at about the 10-yard line, runs it to the 20, brought down at about their own 25-yard line.
And that was another pretty decent return by the Lucia twins in the back, where Riverside's kicker has been kicking it all the way almost back to the end zone all night, and they've been able to get good yardage out of it. One mistake that Riverside's kicker has been making is that he's sending it outside, which makes the Newport Grizzlies start on the 35-yard line. He's done that twice.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on their own 25-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. Looks like quarterback's under center. A slot on his left and his right. Running back behind him, motion to the left. It's a handoff up the center for what looks like a gain of only 2 yards maybe.
And that was a handoff to number 4, Nolan Luzier, who's been their main running back all season, up the middle for about a gain of 2 yards.
Nolan Luzier with the carry.
Number 9, Ronan Sherman coming onto the field for number 88, Ryder Brown. It is 2nd and 7 on Newport's 25-yard line. 28-yard line. 1 wide receiver to the left, 0 to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. It is a handoff to the left where he runs it to about their own 38-yard line before being brought down. First down for the Newport Grizzlies.
And that was a big run for Newport to kind of get the momentum moving to number 4, Nolan Luzier, up the middle.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on what looks like their 38-yard line.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, coming back in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
Newport breaks the huddle. Quarterback under center with a slot on both sides, running back behind him. Motion to the right. Looks like a handoff up the center to the 50, to Riverside's 35-yard line before being brought down.
And that's another great run by Nolan Luzier. 2 big runs in a row. 30 yards. The first one was 10 yards, and he's been running good so far in this Grizzlies drive.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies. Timeout on the field, so we will be right back after this short break.
We are the Grizz, 91.5 Cubs FM.
Cubs FM thanks the Camas Center Clinic for their sponsorship. The Camas Center Clinic is located in Cusick, Washington, and is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Kalispell Clinic offers medical, dental, and chiropractic care, well child care, physical and aquatic therapy, laboratory services, and sports physicals. To contact the Camas Center Clinic, go to camascenterclinic.com or call 509-447-7111. That's the Camas Center Clinic, offering wellness for the whole community.
Welcome back to this Grizzly broadcast. The score is 21-0. Riverside in the lead with 52 seconds left in the first half. Newport has the ball. It is 1st and 10 on Riverside's 35-yard line. Newport out of the huddle, waiting for the Riverside team. Riverside just heading onto the field.
In Riverside, they've been running with 4 down linemen all night. 2 middle linebackers, 2 outside linebackers, and single high safety.
2 wide receivers to the right. It's a pass. 1 wide receiver to the left. QB under pressure. He throws it. Looks like incomplete.
And that was a great throw on the right side by Bear Smith. It was a little overthrown with Carson Luzier outstretching his hands, but it falls incomplete.
2nd and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 35-yard line. Newport in the huddle.
Number 88, Ryder Brown, coming in for 6, Tony Hoffman, who have been swapping plays all night and also last week in Colville.
Newport breaks the huddle. QB under center with the slot on both sides and a running back behind him. Motion to the left. Handoff up the middle to Riverside's 19-yard line before being brought down. Looks like a gain of about 6 yards.
And that's number 4, Nolan Luzier, on the carry again for a great gain.
3rd and 3. Ball is snapped. It's a pass. QB under pressure. He fumbles the ball, but it looks like it's recovered by Newport.
And that wasn't even a blitz by the Rams defense. Clock is ticking. He came up from behind Bear Smith and knocked the ball out of his hands.
10 seconds left in the first half. Looks like Grizzlies are just going to let the clock run out. The score is 21-0, Riverside in the lead, end of the first half, and we will be back after this short break. And welcome back. 30 seconds left until the start of the second half. The score is 21-0, Riverside in the lead. Looks like they're getting ready to kick off right now, actually. Newport kicking right to left to Riverside. Back to receive for Riverside is number 22. The ball is kicked back to about the 1 yard line where it is picked up. He runs it to their 5 yard line, 10 yard line, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, to the 50, to Newport's 40, to Newport's 30, they're 20, they're 15, and that is a touchdown for the Riverside Rams.
And that was a return by number 13, who's also their quarterback. I believe number 13 is Jake Gaffney, who's been performing well all night on runs. He's just got tremendous speed. Tony Hoffman chasing after him on that, and he was juked out at about the 10-yard line where Jake Gaffney just ran into the end zone and was able to get that touchdown for the Riverside Rams on this opening kickoff.
That is the first time this year that an opposing team has scored against Newport on a kickoff. The score is 27-0, Riverside in the lead. Riverside going for the extra point.
Setting up for the extra point.
The ball is snapped. Low snap. It's a fake. He's trying to run it in the end zone, but tackled. The score will stay 27-0 with 11 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third quarter.
And that was a poor snap by their long snapper where the holder just couldn't get a hold of it, tried running it to the edge, and was stopped for a gain of no yardage and wasn't able to get him for the 2-point conversion.
That is the second time they tried to go for a 2-point conversion, and they are 50% on that. Both teams on their sidelines.
Teams still on their sidelines in the huddle. We're waiting for them to go back out. I believe they're getting a talk by their special teams coach, Newport is right now, for not being able to cover. And I think Riverside's special team coach is probably praising their players for that great return.
Newport heading back onto the field. Back to receive on the right side, Carson Luzier. On the left side, Nolan Luzier. Riverside just now heading onto the field.
Getting ready for the kickoff, where Riverside's kicker has been consistent all night with being able to boot it back almost to the back of the end zone, except for those two that he hit out of bounds, which started the Grizzlies on the 35-yard lines both times.
Riverside's kicker currently setting up the ball. Again, back to receive for Newport are the Luzier twins. On the right side, Carson Luzier. On the left side, Nolan Luzier. The ball is kicked to about the 10-yard line where it is received, running it to their 15, to the 20. Looks like he's brought down just before the 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
And that's been one bright spot of the Grizzlies team tonight is their returns on kickoff. The Luzier twins have just been able to run in for more than 20 yards almost every single time.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on their 30-yard line.
Number 33, Jess Johnson, coming in for number 88, Ryder Brown. Number 4, Nolan Luzier, also coming out.
Newport still in the huddle. Newport breaks the huddle. Wide receiver under center, slot on both sides with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Handoff to the right. Runs it to the 50-yard, to about the 49-yard line before being brought down
And
Looks like a gain of about 19 yards and another first down for the Newport Grizzlies.
And that was a run up the middle, quarterback keeper by Bear Smith for about 19 yards, where he almost broke away but was tackled by the ankle. Number 4, Nolan Luzier coming back in for number 33, Jess Johnson at running back.
Newport in the huddle. 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line. Slot on both sides, QB under center, running back behind him. Motion to the left. Handoff up the center. Runs it to about the Riverside's 45-yard line, maybe 46 before being brought down.
And that was number 4, Nolan Luzier, who just subbed in for the Grizzlies for a gain of about 4 yards on the handoff up the middle. Number 6, Tony Hoffman coming out for number 88, Ryder Brown now.
2nd and 6 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 48-yard line. Again, slot on both sides, QB under center with the running back behind him, motion left. Ball is snapped. Looks like a handoff to the right, brought down immediately by the Riverside defense.
And that was number 5, Carson Luzier on the pitch, where he stopped for a gain of no yardage, which brings up 3rd down for the Grizzlies.
Loss of a yard on the play. 3rd and 7 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 49-yard line.
Number 6, Tony Hoffman coming in for number 88, Ryder Brown at wide receiver.
Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right, 0 to the left, QB under center. 1 to the left, QB under center. Running back behind him, motion to the left. Ball snapped. Quarterback keeper runs it, fights to get to the 45-yard line. Looks like a gain of about 4 yards, but brings up 4th down.
And it was a quarterback keeper on the triple option, straight up the middle, where he's met by a group of Riverside defenders and stopped for a gain of about 4 yards. Number 88, Ryder Brown coming in for number 6, Tony Hoffman.
4th and 3 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 45-yard line. They are going to go for it. QB under center with the running back behind him, slot on both sides. Motion to the right. Newport confused. They thought Riverside jumped. Motion to the right again. Ball is snapped. Pitch to the right. Runs it to about Riverside's 40-yard line.
And that was number 5, Carson Luzier, on the pitch on the outside edge, where he just hit a jolt of speed up the middle and was able to pick up a first down for the Grizzlies. Number 6, Tony Hoffman coming back in for Ryder Brown.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 40-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. QB under center, slot on both sides, running back behind the QB. Motion to the left. Ball snapped. QB's going to keep it. He runs it to about the 36-yard line before being brought down. Looks like about a gain of 3 to 4 yards.
And that was number 3, Bear Smith on the keeper, where he's met by a group of Riverside defenders, where once again it looks like Newport had no blockers in front of him, so he's just hit by all of them.
2nd and 6 for the Newport Grizzlies on the 36-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the right, 0 to the left. QB under center, running back behind him. Motion to the right. It's a handoff to the right. Looks like he was pushed back for maybe a loss of 1 yard.
And that was number 4, Nolan Luzier, on the carry for a loss of 1 yard. And I believe that brings up 3rd down. Number 6 coming back in for Ryder Brown.
3rd and 6 for the Newport Grizzlies on the 36-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. QB takes the snap, looks for a pass, but decides to keep it, runs it up the middle to the 30-yard line. Brought down at about Riverside's 26-yard line.
And that was a pretty good scramble there by Bear Smith, where he was under pressure with no receivers open, and he took it up the middle and ran for a first down for your Newport Grizzlies.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at Riverside's 26-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle.
Hazel and Jager on the play.
QB under center, slot on both sides, running back behind him. Motion to the left.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Waiting for what the refs decide.
It's a false start on the Grizzlies, so they will be moving back 5 for 1st and 15.
1st and 15 for the Newport Grizzlies on what looks like Riverside's 31-yard line.
Ryder Brown and Tony Hoffman switching back out.
Newport in the huddle. Newport breaks the huddle. QB under center, slot on both sides, running back behind him. Motion to the right. QB takes a snap. It's a pitch to the right to about the 30-yard line to about Riverside's 26-yard line before being brought down.
And that was a pitch to number 5, Carson Luzier, on the edge for a gain of about 5 yards, I believe. And that'll bring up 2nd down for the Grizzlies.
2nd down and for the Grizzlies at about the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Newport breaks the huddle. One wide receiver to the left, one to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. There is motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a pass. He's rolling out left. Throws it under pressure. It is bobbled by Carson Luzier, but dropped right at the goal line.
And that was a great pass by Bear Smith up the middle, a long ball. And you could see the fans upset when he dropped that ball. That was almost a catch for a touchdown, and he just missed the ball. Didn't see it all the way into his hands. So that brings up 3rd down for the Grizzlies on that incomplete pass.
Missed the ball right at the goal line. 3rd and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at the 26-yard line.
Ryder Brown and Tony Hoffman switching back out.
Newport in the huddle. Newport just breaks the huddle. One wide receiver to the right, two to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. QB takes a snap, looks for a pass, rolls out left, throws it. Caught by Carson Luzier before being pushed out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. 1st down for the Newport Grizzlies.
And that was another pass. It looks like Riverside blitzed on that play, and Bear Smith had to roll out to the left. Great pass to Carson Luzier, who dropped it on the last play but comes back and makes the catch this time.
1st and goal for the Newport Grizzlies at about the 5-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. One wide receiver to the left, QB under center, running back behind him. Motion to the left, QB takes a snap. It's a handoff up the middle. He is short of the end zone.
And that was a handoff to number 4, Nolan Luzier, on the carry for the touchdown, but he didn't get it. Stopped very short. It looks like it's about 2nd and inches.
Bring up 2nd and goal for the Grizzlies.
2nd and goal for the Newport Grizzlies. Newport in the huddle. Newport breaking the huddle. One wide receiver to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. There is motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a pitch to the left. It's brought down at the 5-yard line for a loss of 2 yards.
And there was another pitch to the left where it looks like Newport had no blockers in front of them again, and that's a big problem that they're having right now is no blockers on that edge. So Brody Driver is wrapped up again.
3rd and goal for the Newport Grizzlies. Loss of 2 yards on that last play.
Number 60, Brady Martin subbing out for number 17, Braxton Welch at safety.
Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a pass, but he decides to keep it. Tries to run it into the end zone, but tackled right at the 3-yard line.
And that was a pass by Bear Smith where he tried scrambling up the middle, but he stopped really short. It was almost a sack, but he got ahead a little bit. And that'll bring up 4th down. So
it is 4th and goal for the Newport Grizzlies at the 5-yard line. Newport looking like they're going to go for it. They're in the huddle. Newport going for it on 4th and goal. Quarterback under center. Running back behind him. Motion to the right. It's a throw. Looks like it was caught by the Newport Grizzlies for a touchdown.
And that's the Grizzlies. It was a rollout pass to the right where Bear Smith had to do a few moves to get out of there, but he's able to get the short pass off. I think that was to number 4, Nolan Luzier, for the Grizzlies' first touchdown of the night, and it was a passing touchdown, which is very unusual for them.
First score for the Newport Grizzlies. They're going for a PAT. Ronan Sherman kicking the field goal tonight. The kick is up. And it is good, making the score 27-7. Riverside in the lead with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and we will be right back after a short break.
Owens Grocery, Deli, and Soda Fountain is a proud sponsor of Cubs FM, located at 337 South Washington Avenue in Newport, across from the Big Wheel. Owens provides a full-service grocery, deli, soda fountain, and catering service. Open 7 to 6, Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and closed Sunday. Owens may be contacted at 509-447-3525. Family-owned and operated since 1938, Cubs FM says thank you to Owens Grocery, Deli, and Soda Fountain.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast. Newport heading onto the field, ready to kick off to Riverside. Newport kicking right to left. Riverside still yet to head onto the field.
Score is 27-7 now with 3:15 remaining in the quarter.
Riverside heading onto the field.
Back to receive their quarterback, number 13, Jake Ganaffi, who's had quite the night tonight. His last kick return that he had at halftime, he brought it all the way back for a special teams touchdown.
Ronan Sherman walking back, getting ready to kick the ball. He is really far back. Has a run up, kicks the ball, looks like a squib kick. Received by Riverside at their own 36-yard line. First, it was an attempted onside kick, but it was a fail. Looks like he kicked it just a little too far.
And Riverside's offense now heading onto the field after that onside kick was recovered by them.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams on their own 37-yard line. Riverside out of the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left. Scratch that. 1 more moving out. 2 to the left. Looks like 2 to the right. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion left. It's a handoff to the left. Looks like a loss of yards. About a loss of 2 yards on the play.
And that was a great tackle behind the line of scrimmage by Carson Luzier. It was a handoff to the left, and Carson Luzier just stops him with a great tackle behind the line.
First time we've seen Newport get into their backfield tonight. 2nd and 14 for the Riverside Rams at their 33-yard line. Riverside breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the right. Looks like 2 to the left. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's handoff up the middle to the 35. Brought down at Riverside's 47-yard line for what looks like a gain of 14 yards.
And that was a handoff to number 32, Gavin Yeager, up the middle for a gain of about 15 yards where he stopped by Tony Hoffman on the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams at their 49-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. QB in the shotgun with the running back behind him. There's motion to the right. Ball is snapped. It's a pass. He throws it. It is incomplete at Newport's 20-yard line.
And that was a great deep ball by Jake Ganaffi. It was going. The intended receiver was Tyler Lenz. It was about a 30-yard pass, but Tyler Lenz couldn't come down with the ball.
2nd and 10 for the Riverside Rams at their 49-yard line. Riverside's QB getting about 3 to 4 seconds in the pocket before throwing the ball. 1 wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. QB in the shotgun. QB takes a snap. QB keeper to the right. To the 45. Brought out at about Newport's 40-yard line.
And that was another long run by Riverside's quarterback, Jake Ganaffi. He's been running like that all night down the right side and been able to scramble down the edges. That was another one about 20s. He's had those long runs all night.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams at about Newport's 40-yard line. Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. QB in the shotgun with a running back on his left and right hip. Motion to the left. It's a handoff to the right. To Newport's 35-yard line before being brought down.
And that was a handoff to number 32, Gavin Yeager, up the middle. It was about a gain of 6 yards.
Gain of 6 yards, bringing that to 2nd and 4 for the Riverside Rams on the 34-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left. QB in the shotgun with a running back on both sides. QB takes a snap. Quarterback keeper brings it to the 30. Brought down at what looks like the 28-yard line.
And that was Gaffney on the carry, number 13, up the middle, where he's stopped by number 57, Nolan Pierce. Well, that's the first solo tackle we've seen him make all night, and a great job by him.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams at the 26-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. QB talking to one of his receivers. Quarterback in the shotgun, running back behind him. Motion to the left. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a throw. Throws it to the right, caught by number 14. Never mind, that's dropped.
It looked like number 14 held on to it for a few seconds, but he just couldn't get his fingers around it and ended up dropping it.
Looks like 2nd and 10 for the Riverside Rams at Newport's 26-yard line. Two wide receivers out right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. There's motion to the right. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a handoff to the right. To Newport's 25, their 20, 15. Brought down at what looks like Newport's 5-yard line.
And that was and he stepped out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. And that was a great run by number 3, Tyler Lenz again. It was a blitz by the Grizzlies, but they couldn't get to him. They weren't fast enough. And he got to that outside edge and ended up running out of bounds.
First down Riverside at Newport's 15-yard line.
Ball's down on the 15-yard line, looks like.
2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Quarterback takes a snap, runs to the left, brings it to Newport's 10-yard line before being pushed out of bounds for what looked like a gain of 5 yards.
It was a quarterback run to the left where he had one blocker out in front of him, but it ended up not being enough, and Newport got to him, and he was pushed out of bounds.
That is the end of the third quarter. 27-7, Riverside in the lead, and we will be right back after a short break.
Cubs FM thanks the Kalispell Market for their sponsorship. The Kalispell Market is located in Cusick, Washington, and is open daily. The Kalispell Market has grocery essentials, including fruits and vegetables, Bird Shack chicken and hot deli, a Chevron fueling station, and features Kalispell metal and Kalispell caseline products. To contact the Kalispell Market, go to kalispellmarket.com or call 509-447-7144. That's the Kalispell Market. Get it fresh.
Newport's Perfection Tire is a valued sponsor of this broadcast and Grizzly activities. Located at 311 West Walnut Avenue, Perfection Tire is Newport's distributor of Cooper tires, and they provide full mechanical services by an ASE certified technician. Open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. You may contact Newport's Perfection Tire at 447-3933. Cubs FM says thank you to Perfection Tire. Nobody beats perfection.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast. The score is 27-7 at the start of the fourth quarter. Riverside in the lead. It is currently 2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line for the Riverside Rams.
Riverside Rams in the red zone, where they've been consistent all night and have scored throughout the night every single time.
Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the right. Looks like 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a handoff up the center. Looks like brought down at about the 3, maybe 4-yard line.
And that was a handoff to number 7, Aaron DeRoche, which that's a French name actually. And we haven't seen him run all night, but that was his first carry on the night.
It is 1st and goal for the Riverside Rams at the 4-yard line. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. QB in the shotgun. It's a quarterback keeper. Looks like he's brought down at about the 1-yard line.
And that was a quarterback keeper up the middle by Gaffney. It looks like he didn't get to the end zone.
2nd and goal for the Riverside Rams.
Number 7, Aaron DeRoche, coming off the field for number 32, Gavin Yeager.
For the Riverside Rams, 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. QB in the shotgun with the running back on his left, right hip, and 1 behind him. QB takes a snap. It's a handoff up the center. Newport getting him at the 1-yard line, not letting him in for the touchdown.
And that was a handoff to number 32, Gavin Yeager, where he couldn't make it into the end zone and is stopped short. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Riverside Rams in Newport territory.
3rd and goal for the Riverside Rams at the 1-yard line. Looks like they're going with 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 to the left. QB in the shotgun with running backs on his left, right hip. It's a handoff to the right, running wide. Breaks the tackle of 2 Newport defenders and goes in for the touchdown.
And that's number 3, Tyler Lenz on the carry. He got around that edge, and Newport wasn't able to stop him because of his speed. Juked out 2 Newport defenders and was able to head into the end zone.
Riverside going for the extra point. Back to kick for Riverside, number 13, which is Jake Gaffney.
That's also their quarterback.
The kick is up. And it is good, making the score 34-7 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And we'll be right back after another short break.
Newport High School. We are the Grizz. 91.5 Cubs FM.
Cubs FM gives a special thank you to Pend Oreille County PUD. Pend Oreille County PUD provides funds for electric bills to families in Pend Oreille County who are facing financial crisis situations due to employment layoffs, medical conditions, or other unexpected circumstances through their Neighbors in Need program. For more information, you may visit Pend Oreille PUD at 130 North Washington in Newport, or you may contact them at 447-3137. Quality service at low cost. That's Pend Oreille County PUD.
Welcome back to this Grizzly broadcast. The score is 34-7. Riverside in the lead with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Riverside getting ready to kick off to Newport. Riverside kicking right to left. Back to receive for Newport are the Luzier twins. On the left side, Nolan Luzier. On the right, Carson Luzier.
Awaiting on the kickoff.
Riverside kicks the ball where it is caught at Newport's 25-yard line. Ran about to the 28 before being brought down.
And that was a squib kick. It almost looked like it was shanked, and it went to Bear Smith, where he stopped for, he didn't get very far. He stopped by number 7, Aaron DeRoche.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at the 28-yard line. Newport in the huddle. Riverside with four defensive linemen.
Ryder Brown coming in for Tony Hoffman.
Newport breaks the huddle. One wide receiver to the left. Quarterback under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a handoff to the left. Brought to about the 38-yard line before being brought down. About a gain of 10 yards.
There's number 4, Nolan Luzier, on the carry up the middle for a gain of about 10. 8 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2 for the Grizzlies.
2nd and 2 for the Newport Grizzlies at about the 35-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the left. QB under center with a running back behind him. There's motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a handoff to the left. Runs it to about the 38-yard line.
And that was a handoff to number 4, Nolan Luzier, on the triple option.
1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies.
That's enough for the first down. It's first down, Newport.
At about the 37-yard line.
Gain of 3 on the play.
That was a gain of 3 on the play.
Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's pitched to the left, to the 40-yard line, to the 45. Brought down at about the 50 for a gain of about 12 yards. And a Newport first down.
And that was a handoff to a pitch to Brody Driver on the left, on the outside, where he gets about 12 yards on the carry with a few blockers in front of him, but not very many.
Newport, 1st and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies on Riverside's 49-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a handoff up the center, but pushed backwards for what looks like a loss of about 5 yards.
And that was number 5, Carson Luzier, on the carry, where he stopped by number 32, Gavin Yeager, behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2 yards. 2nd and 12 for the Newport Grizzlies at the 48-yard line.
Ryder Brown coming in for Tony Hoffman.
Newport breaks the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback under center with a running back behind him. Motion to the right. Pitch to the right to the 45. Pushed out of bounds at about the 50.
And Newport again on that outside run. It was Carson Luzier, but he had no blockers in front of him. There was absolutely no one in the area.
Newport struggling with blocks tonight.
Gain of 2 yards on the play. Bring up 3rd down and 10.
Number 6, Tony Hoffman, coming back in for Ryder Brown.
3rd and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at Riverside's 49-yard line. Quarterback under center, slot on both sides, and a running back behind him. Motion to the left. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a pass. He's pressured to the left side. Caught by Carson Luzier at about the 30-yard line.
And that was a great pass by Bear Smith, where he was really pressured in the backfield and had to roll out to the left and threw off balance to Carson Luzier for a great pass.
First and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at about the 31-yard line.
Number 88 coming in for number 6, Tony Hoffman. And number 33, Jess Johnson, coming in for number 4, Nolan Luzier at running back.
Newport breaks the huddle. Running back behind the QB under center. There's motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a handoff to the left. Brought to about the 30, 25-yard line before being brought down.
And that was by number 33, Jess Johnson, on the carry of the middle for a gain of about 10 yards. Number 6, Tony Hoffman, and number 4, Nolan Luzier, subbing back in for 88, Ryder Brown, and 33, Jess Johnson.
First and 10 for the Newport Grizzlies at Riverside's 20-yard line. Newport in the huddle. Newport breaks the huddle. Looks like they're going with one wide receiver to the right. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. QB takes a snap. It's a run to the right side. Runs it to about what looks like maybe the 5-yard line before being brought down.
And that was a carry up the middle by number 4, Nolan Luzier, where he's tackled by a group of Riverside defenders. It was a gain of about 10 yards.
They're picking up the flag.
They're waving off a flag that was on the field.
So first down Newport from the
Ryder Brown coming in for Tony Hoffman.
7-yard line.
First and goal for the Newport Grizzlies at the 7-yard line.
Johnson in for Luzier.
Quarterback under center with the running back behind him. Slot on both sides. Motion to the left. QB takes the snap. It's a handoff to the left. Looks like he runs it to about the 3-yard line before being brought down.
It was a run up the middle by Jess Johnson where he stopped short of the goal line.
Gain of 2 yards. Ball brought down at the 5-yard line.
Ryder Brown coming out for Tony Hoffman.
Second and goal for the Newport Grizzlies at the 5-yard line. Newport breaks the huddle. One wide receiver to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the left. QB takes a snap. It's a pitch to the left. Looks like he's brought down just behind the line of scrimmage for what looks like a loss of maybe a yard.
And that was a great tackle by Aaron DeRoche behind the line of scrimmage, stopping number 2, Brody Driver, for the Newport offense. And now, number 4, Nolan Luzier, coming in for number 33, Jess Johnson.
Third and goal for the Newport Grizzlies at the 6-yard line. Newport in the huddle. Newport just breaks the huddle. Looks like they're going with one wide receiver to the right, one to the left. QB under center with the running back behind him. Motion to the right. QB takes a snap, runs out to the right. He throws it too far over the end zone for an incomplete pass, bringing up fourth down.
That was number 3, Bear Smith, with the long throw to the back of the end zone. Couldn't quite fit it in there, and it ends up hitting the grass behind the end zone.
Fourth and goal for the Newport Grizzlies at the 6-yard line. Newport in the huddle.
Newport still in the huddle. Bear Smith running in with the play for the Grizzlies. Waiting on Newport to break the huddle.
Newport breaks the huddle. One wide receiver to the right, one to the left. Scratch that, 2 to the right. Quarterback under center with the running back behind him. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a throw. He decides to throw it to the left. Caught for a touchdown for the Newport Grizzlies.
And that looked like his last touchdown pass. Number 3, Bear Smith, where he was under pressure and threw a short pass into the end zone for 6.
Looks like Newport's going to go for the extra point. Ronan Sherman, 1 for 1 on the extra point tonight.
He's also 0 for 1 on field goals tonight.
Holding the field goal for Ronan Sherman is number 15, Brad Martin. The ball is snapped. The kick is up. And the kick is good, making the score 34-14. Riverside in the lead with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game. And we'll be right back after this short break.
Cubs FM thanks Rob's Heating and Cooling for their sponsorship. Rob's Heating and Cooling is an authorized Lennox dealer providing rebates or financing on new Lennox systems, along with heating, ventilating, and air conditioning services in North Idaho and Eastern Washington. Located at 5431 Highway 2 in Priest River, Idaho, you may contact Rob's Heating and Cooling on Facebook or by calling 208-448-0973. That's 208-448-0973. Rob's Heating and Cooling. It's just another way we make you feel better.
Welcome back to this Newport broadcast. The score is 34-14. Riverside in the lead with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Newport getting ready to kick the ball. Newport kicking left to right.
And on their last kick, Ronan Sherman attempted an onside kick to try and recover the ball for the Grizzlies. We'll see if they try that again here. They didn't recover the onside kick last time.
Riverside heading onto the field.
Number 13, their quarterback, Jake Ganaffi, back to return for the Rams.
Ronan Sherman walking pretty far back, getting ready for the kick.
Walking as far back as he did on that onside kick attempt. We'll see if he does it here again.
Getting a run up to the ball. Kicks it deep to the end zone. Called a touchback.
And that was an amazing kick by Ronan Sherman all the way to the back of the end zone. His longest of the night.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line for Riverside. Riverside's offense heading onto the field. Riverside in the huddle.
Number 52 subbing out on the Rams.
Riverside breaks the huddle. Looks like they have one wide receiver to the right, one to the left. QB in the shotgun.
Newport will be coming to their sideline and Riverside to theirs.
Looks like there's a timeout called, so we will be right back one more time after this short break.
Rogers Body and Frame is a proud sponsor of Grizzly Athletics and Cubs FM. Located at 530 South Cass and Highway 2 in Newport, Rogers provides full-service auto collision repair, working with all insurances with loaner cars available while your vehicle is being repaired. Rogers Body and Frame is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. You may find them on the web at rogersbodyandframe.com, or you may call them at 447-4225. Rogers Body and Frame. Like it never happened.
Welcome back to this Grizzly broadcast. The score is 34-14. Riverside in the lead with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game. Both teams heading back onto the field. Riverside, no huddle. Two wide receivers to the left. Looks like zero to the right. QB in the shotgun. Running back on both hips. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a handoff to the left. Runs it maybe 2 yards past the line of scrimmage for what looks like a gain of 2 yards.
And that was number 7, Aaron DeRoche on the carry. We haven't seen him rush that much tonight, but on that one, he got 2 yards.
Sorry, it's a gain of 7 yards. 2nd and 3 for the Riverside Rams on their own 27-yard line. Riverside, two wide receivers to the left, one to the right. QB in the shotgun with a running back on his left and right hip. Looks like Riverside is just wasting time. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a handoff to the right. To the 35, to the 40. Looks like he was pushed out at about the 50-yard line.
And that was actually a very odd play. Their backup quarterback actually handed it off to their starting quarterback, and their starting quarterback got a gain about 20 yards on the outside edge.
1st and 10 for the Riverside Rams.
18 yards on that play.
18 yards on the play at their 45-yard line. Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the left. QB under center. Running wide receiver to the right. Motion to the left. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a handoff to the left. Brought down at about the 50-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards.
That's number 7, Aaron DeRoche on the carry for the Rams. That's his about 10th rush on the night, and he gets about 5 yards on it.
DeRoche on the carry. Gain of 5.
2nd and 5 for the Riverside Rams. At the 50-yard line, Riverside, 2 wide receivers to the left. Looks like 1 to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with a running back on both of his hips. They're letting the clock run. 1 minute and 34 seconds left in the game. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a handoff to the right to about the 45-yard line before being brought down.
And that was a handoff to number 13, Jake Gaffney, who's also their quarterback. And it looks like Riverside's just going to continue to run this clock.
3rd and 1 for the Riverside Rams at their 36-yard line. Riverside, 1 wide receiver to the left. Looks like they're letting the clock run, taking their time to get set. They only need to take 1 more snap before the game can be called over. 2 wide receivers to the right, QB in the shotgun with a running back on his hip. Run to the left. Tackled at what looks like the 40-yard line. First and 10 for the Riverside Rams. And that'll probably do it for the game.
Pearson with the stop.
Newport will be at home next week for their homecoming, where they play the Lakeside Eagles, who are currently undefeated. Kickoffs at 7 p.m. on October 7th. Make sure to tune in at 91.5 or watch live on KUBSradio.com. And the final score is 34-14. Riverside in the lead. I'm Carson Haney. With me, Jason Stratton. Ty Orr on camera. Back home, Colin Dexter on the board. That'll do it for us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night, and hope to see you next Friday.